Welcome to our first delving into music. We're going to take some music theory and apply it to applications. The first thing I want to do is take something we do know in order to understand something we don't know. Most of us have grew up with the analog clock. And you can look at this particular circle and see it's an analog clock, with C being at the 12 o'clock position, or noon, or midnight, whatever you want to be, straight up and down. The G flat, F sharp down at the bottom, that's at the 6 o'clock position. Okay? And over here to the right, as we see, we got the 3 o'clock position at A. Over here, we see we got the E flat, that's at the 9 o'clock position. Okay? Now, if we're going to start, when we start with music, we're going to start with the easiest chords made possible. And we're going to do that at the 1 o'clock position, or in the key of G. Okay? That's going to be our easiest chords to learn. We're going to set 1 sharp right here with the minor, E minor. The 3 notes that make up the G chord is G, B, and D. That's 1, 3, and 5. And this is the main key we're going to be focused on for quite some time. We're understanding how this key works. And then when we go to the next keys, you can see it starts to feel a little easier. So we're going to focus primarily on the key of G. How does it work? Once we understand one, it's easier to understand the other. So let's focus on the 1 o'clock position at the key of G. Now, in order for us to understand how the key of G works, we've got to understand by looking at this one simple chart. The only thing I got highlighted is the G. You can see it goes from left to right, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. That is the major scale in the key of G. We want to make sure we play those notes in the song for people to know we're in that key. G note, A note, B note, C note, D note, E, and F sharp. Now, if you notice, I got it very straightforward here. The 1, if you look at the Roman numerals on top and bottom, the 1 is the G. The 2 is A. 3 is B. 4 is C. And 5 is D. 6 is my minor, A minor, as you see in the other chart. So it would be my 6th. And my 7th note is F sharp. This is my 7 major notes. These are the 7 notes that are composing in the G major scale. If we see down at the bottom, the highlighted areas in the key of G, the major scale for the key of G is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Major chords in the key of G are the 1, 4, 5. So if you remember 1, 4, 5, in any key, you'll always have the 3 chords necessary to play in that key. So let's look at the 1, 4, 5. The 1 is the G here. That's my 1, or my root key, my root chord. 2, 3, 4 is my C. 5 is my D. So I want to play G, C, and D. If I play those 3 chords, I will play the whole scale. Now we're going to look at the C major scale. The C major scale has C, D, E, F, G, A, B. There's nothing sharpened or nothing flattened. Everything's normal. Everything's natural. So when you play this particular key on the keyboard, you're going to play all white keys. All white keys. You ain't going to touch no black keys at all. There's nothing sharp, nothing flat. But we're going to use this because we're going to remember we said a while ago when playing the key of G, we need to play this G, C, and D chords. So I'm going to cover over those 3 important ones so you can see the notes within that chord. So if we know the notes that make up the C chord are 1, 3, and 5, the notes that make up the C chord is C, E, and G. So if we look, C as my 1, E is my 3, and G is my 5. So I'm going to play the notes C, E, and G in order to make the C chord. Now we're going to look at the key of D. We're saying the key of D because I want you to understand what notes compose that notes that compose that key and all this sort of stuff. So we're going to look at the key of D because we're going to take this also and apply it to the key of G. We're going to play in the key of G, but I want you to understand how each chord works. So the chords, again, the 1, 3, 5, what makes up the D chord, what makes the D chord up is a D, 1, 3, and 5. Those three notes, D, F sharp, and A, make up the D chord.
Ring finger, 3rd fret, bottom string, 2nd finger, middle finger, 3rd fret, 6th string, 1st finger, 2nd fret, 5th string. That's a G. Now we're going to learn how to do a C chord. 1st finger, 2nd string, 1st fret, middle finger, 5th string, 4th string, 2nd fret, ring finger, 5th string, 3rd fret. Now a D, 1st finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret, middle finger, 1st string, 2nd fret, your ring finger, 2nd string, 3rd fret.